Sweet nectar. So, good morning. I'm going to say good evening. Good side of the world. It's me, the Lock Robster at M11LA, bringing you another reaction video slash vlog. Yes, this is a very special one because according to YouTube, once this gets posted up, this will become my 300th video on my channel. Yes, yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 300 since I have a lot of private videos that I guess YouTube doesn't count. Yeah, because the last time I did a kind of sort of a special vlog or reaction video was when I got my 100 subscriber, and that was 5 months ago. See, I have more videos than subscribers. Not that I don't mind. I'm really just an amateurish YouTuber who does this as a hobby. Okay, but the thing about that, I think that particular video when I did my 100 subscribers, my view videos was at 230. So within 5 months, I was able to add 70 more videos. Ooh, I've been working really that hard, huh? But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more than that. But anywho, since it's going to be a special video, and I let out my Quincy cup, so this video is going to be focused on Quincy. So if you haven't seen or heard, my Kamioshi Quincy has released her vlog 10, yeah, on the human rights that she's been vlogging about. Yeah, it's been a long time since the follow-up to this, since like I believe it was like 9 months since she did vlog 9. So, and then now she's doing vlog 10. Oh, it's because she's busy with her studies, yeah, online classes and all that, which she talks about in the vlog. You haven't seen it, so do please see it, and subscribe to Quincy Santillan and watch her videos because they're very interesting and informative videos, especially her United Nations Declaration of Human Rights series, yeah, in which we're going to be tackling human right number 10. Okay. Also, this particular video is also in kind of way, since she talks about me a little bit in her, maybe a little bit, in a big way in her vlog, because she really needs to add that in there before she actually talks to the serious stuff. With her regards, so she talks about the story how I was able to send a gift to her. Yeah, so she told her version on her side. I'm gonna be following that up with talking about my version and a little bit of correction on the story that she told. Yeah, like that. So it's gonna be a fun one. So I'm not sure how this this whole video is gonna flow. I'm thinking when I was like planning it, because I might be talking a lot. Could this become the first of a two-part video, or I'll just talk straight through and see where it goes from there. Okay, so for starters, let us. Where? Okay, so let's start doing a react to react to Quincy's vlog 10. Yeah, human right number 10, vlog 10. Yeah, and we'll just see how I feel about this. Okay, so since I'm working with a script, yeah, that's how I usually operate. Okay, so here we go. Wait. Okay, hang on. Stop. Okay, there you go. This is actually my third take, to be honest. Okay, so let's do take number 3. This one. All right.
Hi, camera! I'm Quincy Santillan, ang laging may pinagalaban. Welcome back sa aking channel. Gusto ko na talaga mag-vlog, pero dahil sa online class, mula umaga hanggang gabi, laging module ang ginagawa, tapos laptop yung kaharap, diba? Buti sana kung si crush ang kaharap mo, diba? Sana all. Pero hindi seryoso, sobrang nakaka-drain ng online class sa well-being ng students. Compared mo noon sa face-to-face class na meron kang support system, yung mga classmates mo, yung mga friends mo. Iba yung may kasama ka sa pag-review, sa pag-aaral, iba yung may kasama ka sa classroom. Tapos diba, kunwari, nakakamiss yung if in case mababa yung makuha mo sa exam, andyan yung mga friends mo, kakain kayo, then okay na. Hindi tulad ngayon na online class na parang you feel like you have to do everything on your own. Tulad ko, for example, dito sa bahay, ako na lang nag-aaral. Wala akong makausap about sa course ko kasi syempre wala naman din silang idea doon. Unlike before na may mga kapareho kang subjects, nakakapag-usap kayo during recess or during free time, ganun, di ba? Pero ito sa akin lang na personal experience ko lang nga, hindi ko lang alam sa iba, baka sila nadadalian sila sa online class, pero ako mas prefer ko talaga na na-explain sa akin ng maigi kahit sa sarili kong binabasa, minsan hindi ko na comprehend yung binabasa ko. So yun nga, number one yung support system. Number two, siguro yung type of environment kasi compared sa face-to-face, yung online class kasi ngayon, wala, nasa bahay ka lang noon sa face-to-face, may chance ka mag-change environment kasi diba, may times na nilipat kayo ng classroom or sa gymnasium or like right after classes, mag-merienda kayo, kahit sa kanto-kanto lang. Diba may change of environment ngayon kasi sa online class, wala. But I do understand kung bakit tayo nakakaranas ng ganito ngayong online learning system. Dahil nga sa pandemic, kasi hindi nga pwede tayong lumabas. Pero hindi talaga may iwasan na ma-feel mo na nakaka-drain talaga yung ganitong klaseng sistema. So, I hope temporary lang siya and mabalik ulit sa dati. For me, mas prefer ko pa rin talaga yung dati. So, meaning ngayon na nakapag-vlog na ako, it's summer and tapos ako sa mga movies ko. And yun nga talaga yung nakapag-restrain sa akin na mag-vlog kasi syempre priorities. Uunahin ko talaga yung studies ko. But vlogging makes me really happy and ngayong summer na bakante na ako, I will try my best what it takes. So mga free time ko mag-vlog ako. Ayun. So before we move on.
Okay, let me stop there. So let me just react to what you said and say a few things. Yeah, it's as you said, it's very hard with these online classes because you have to do it by yourself. You're not surrounded by your friends and classmates to like help you out or ease the stress that you're feeling. I know, and I believe me and Quincy kind of discussed about this among with others when she did her Facebook Live back in February when she it was during her birthday, yeah. So I'll be actually reacting to that soon. But yeah, we talked about it, especially one of my students. I usually teach. I'm a volunteer teacher for a Sunday school class at our church, and one of my students, Ruthie, is her name. Yeah, she's a very smart girl. Yeah, really smart girl. I mean, she gets honors in her classes, and so she's in middle school. And because of this pandemic thing that happened here, she had to take online classes, and she's actually failing her subjects because of the boredom. She hates it. Like that, like I said, there's no like support system, as Quincy mentioned, that she could like help her out with the stress or or the studies. Usually when you do group studies with your fellow students to do assignments and projects and tests. You want these people around because they know they're in the same level as you are in some way, and they understand what you're going through, especially with regards to certain subjects. Yeah, but with that kind of like support gone, she's like really having a hard time. Yeah, she really had a hard time, and from my at least some of the now the past few weeks or so, the restrictions regarding school between elementary and middle school have been lifted a bit, so some of the students can go back to school, and she has gone back to school, and I haven't really asked her how she's doing lately. Yeah, and hopefully she's doing fine since her school has finally opened up classes, for students to come back to school. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, I hope she does fine. And tomorrow is Sunday. Hopefully, I could ask her how she's doing now, since you know, everything is somewhat back to normalcy here in California. Okay, so let's continue the video. Uh, and I think this is the topic where, where she talks about me, of her getting my gift, my gift to her. Yeah, sort of like a birthday present. Oh, before I continue that, uh, let me talk about why I gave her a gift. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's always been since I'm a fan of Quincy and I'm in love. Yeah, I've always planned to give her something, especially had she still been in the group, and if there was a time that I would have gone home, and maybe at a handshake event, I would have, I'm hearing like fans always gives gifts, and there's like a box there or something like that where you put a gift, make sure you label it in her name so that you can get the gift to her. So it's kind of like that. So I actually bought back then. I believe it was 2019. Yeah, I actually bought a couple of gifts for her that I was, I kind of kept it for a rainy day. In a rainy day meaning that when I take a vacation back to the Philippines and hopefully attend the handshake event for ML48 and then give her the gift there. Yeah, but it was unfortunate that she got forced out. Yeah, HHE may say differently, but I know the truth. Okay, so when I heard that, then it's a shame. So these two gifts, I guess they will never be. I wasn't at that time. I was thinking that I was not. There's no way I'm going to be getting it to her now since she's no longer with the group. And so I actually kind of like sold those gifts. Like they're kind of like figurine. Well, they're not exactly figurines, but it's what do you call this? It's really just a gesture for her, to she just put it on the shelf and all that. I'm not gonna tell you what they are. It's kind of like, you know, it's just something, a token of appreciation, being a fan of Quincy. So this kind of thing was still on my mind, especially when me and Quincy kind of got connected on Twitter and all that, and still connected with her through Facebook and all that, and when I realized that I knew how to send a gift to her, was watching her vlogs because she mentioned if you want to send her something, send it to here. Okay, so I'm not gonna mention here, mention the address I'm gonna send it to. Okay, so I know that I kind of like chatted with Quincy over Twitter. Okay, yeah, I checked the chat logs. So yeah, so she did mention she will be mentioning that particular her side of the particular story. Okay, so yeah, because I know that she's a big fan of Cardcaptor Sakura. Okay, so I was thinking maybe we should send her something like that. Okay, and there's a picture of her cosplaying as Cardcaptor Sakura, and I wanted to find a figurine just like that, the one she cosplayed in. Okay, so I looked, I couldn't find the exact cosplay that she did, and so I actually did this on Amazon. Okay, to look for a particular figurine that I want to gift her for her birthday. Yeah, so this was like, during that February, she would mention. So I was actually looking for a particular figure in Cardcaptor Sakura. Some of the lesser, how do you say this? The lower price ones are very small, and sometimes they're just like cards or notebooks, something like that. And the very more expensive ones are like, it's almost like if you want it, you're gonna have to sacrifice your whole paycheck just to get it. Yeah, that 2 weeks worth of paycheck to get that particular figurine that you really want, but it's just too expensive. So I went to the middle ground. Yeah, not too low, not too high, but the perfect figurine or the perfect gift of a figurine of Cardcaptor Sakura. Okay, for her. So I actually kind of like asked her, maybe because for all I know, she already has this figurine on in her room because I'm assuming like that because I know like back in 2002 when the anime craze was really high in the Philippines when I was on vacation. They used to sell these little figures, like Slam Dunk, um, what do you call that? Rurouni Kenshi. I forgot the name of the name of that one. Like, those little figurines and all stuff, and all that anime stuff. They sell over there in the Philippines, and they have specialty shops for that I've seen during my vacation back in 2002. So I was just assuming that maybe Quincy has something like that since she is a fan of Cat Capra Sakura. Maybe she has a collection of figurines for a line now. So I kind of like asked her, do you have like a statue or a figurine uh, of Card Captor Sakura? And she said no. To my surprise. Okay, so I decided, all right, I'm gonna give this gift to her, and it was intended as a surprise, but since I already talked about it and asked her if she has if she owns something like that, so it kind of like spoils the surprise, but anyway, yeah, I've decided to send it to her. Yeah, through Amazon. This is the first time I'm using Amazon to ship something internationally. Because my first thought is I would order a figurine, get it over here, and then I would send it over there. But then take a lot more time because my intention was at least try to get this before the end of the month, which is during that time, February. Because, I mean, had I known, maybe I should have planned ahead. Maybe I could have done this in January. So the shipping thing, getting it over there, it might reach her at least on her birthday or Valentine's Day or something like that. But yeah, it's like way past that. So because from what the description said on Amazon, that we could get this this gift of yours within 2 weeks, like that. So but then when I ordered it, the delivery kind of like stretched out to from 2 weeks from what I read, and I guess they were when I typed in the location where it's going to be sent. Okay, it's almost like I ordered directly from the company that was making it, and they're the ones who are going to send it to her in the Philippines. Okay, like that. So I guess when we find out which country is going to be sent, it'll take like 7 to 8 weeks. Yeah, so that long. Okay, so call it a very very late belated birthday present for Quincy. Okay, okay. So let's stop right there on my story, at least on my side of the story, and I'll let Quincy. If you haven't seen the video, yeah, go watch it. But yeah, and since I'm going to be um, playing the video here to react to it, she's gonna tell more of the story. Okay, from her end, and I'm gonna continue on my end once I pause the video at a certain point. Okay.
On to the topic of this vlog, sa title naman, nagets mo naman kung anong vlog to, sa ako anong series to. Dami kong chika. First, kailangan ko muna itong isip. Kailangan ko talaga itong isip. Hindi ko ito isasama. Last month of May, a package arrived for me. It's from Sir Robby Mendoza. Nakakatawa yung nangyari nito kasi around month of February, birthday ko para Valentine's Day, nag-chat na sa akin si Sir Robby na magbibigay siya sa akin ng gift. So, ayun, naka-heads up na siya sa akin na makaka-receive nga ako ng gift. And during those months kasi, panay talaga ako Shopee. Alam niyo naman, basta na, kasi pandemic,
I got Shopee.
Pagkabalan. Tapos, alam niyo, pag malungkot ako, hindi ko alam kung bakit, basta pag malungkot ako, natutuwa ako kapag may parcel na dumarating sa akin. Parang nakabasa yung happiness ko sa parcel. Crush kasi, hindi ako pinapansin eh. Kung pinapansin sana ako ni crush, diba? Kaya hindi na ako nagsha-Shopee. And those months nga ng February, mga month of February, lalo ka nagsha-Shopee. So, lagi may dumarating sa akin ng mga parcel. Mostly pati yung mga parcel na in-order ko is mga overseas here. Sa mga almost every week, lagi ako nakaka-receive ng package. But one day nun, may dumating na kartero. Kinausap niya ako, sabi niya, pumunta daw ako sa post office kasi may i-claim daw ako na package. So, thinking, month of February, nag-chat na sa akin si Sir Robby na may ipapadala siya sa akin. Yun lang naman talaga yung ina-expect kong parcel. Wala nang iba, wala na akong ibang parcel. Aside sa mga Shopee ko kasi yun, namamonitor naman yun sa app, diba? Disclaimer, hindi to sponsored, pero baka naman. Pagdating ng kartero, ina-expect ko talaga na yung na-pertain yung package is yung galing kay Sir Robby. So, ayun nga, edi pumunta agad ako sa post office. Tapos, pagdating doon, tinanong kung sino daw yung sender. Edi sinabi ko, eto hindi ko pa na-confirm kung talagang kay Sir Robby yun. Parang nag-assume lang ako. Kasi yun lang, wala naman akong ibang ina-expect. Yun lang naman talaga yung kay Sir Robby. So, sinabi ko, Robby Mendoza. Tapos nagtingin talaga yung dalawa yung dalawang nag-a-accommodate sa akin sa post office. Sabi nila, hindi naman Robby Mendoza, Chinese daw yung name nung sender. Tulala talaga ako, girl. So baka hindi sa akin yan. Pero sabi nila, sa akin daw kasi nakapangalan. Tapos sabi ko nga doon, hindi ko na lang i-claim kasi baka hindi ko kasi kilala yung nag-send. So, alam niyo, nagiging natikulosa din ako sa mga ganyan, sa mga packages. Tanong ulit sila, sabi nun, saan galing yung package? Eto, nag-a-assume lang ako kasi wala naman talaga akong ibang ina-expect na package. Sabi ko, California po. Girl, hindi naman daw. Sa China, something. So, ang ginawa na lang nila, pinareceive pa rin nila sa akin yung package. Binigay nila sa akin yung package, pero kinuha nila yung address ko, yung ID ko, yung contact number ko. Para if in case na may problem yung package na yun, pwede ko siyang ma-return. Yun yung ginawa sa post office. That night, bala ko talagang i-chat si Sir Robby na umating na package, pero hindi sa kanya nakapangalan. But dahil nga na-busy sa online class, all in all, parang nakaligtaan ko yun nung gabing yun. Nakaligtaan kong magbalita kay Sir Robby na may dumating nga sa akin. Pero the next day or the next day, eto na talaga, nag-chat si Sir Robby. Sabi niya, hindi daw makakarating yung package kasi nagka-problema daw. Parang something sa career, nakalimutan ko na yung reason.
Okay,
so pag-chat ni Sir Robby ng ganun, takot ako, girl. So, kung hindi na darating talaga yung package, kanina pang kinuha ko. Hindi ko pati kilala yung sender. So, to make sure, chinat ko pa rin si Sir Robby. Sabi ko, Sir Robby, may dumating po ganito, ganyan. Kasi po hindi ko talaga binuksan kasi naging hesitant niya ako. Kasi nga, hindi naman talaga galing sa kanya. Pero, nagsabi siya sa akin, buksan ko daw. Kasi, in-order niya pala yung item. Ganun pala yung nangyari. So, hindi talaga siya yung parang sender. Parang in-order niya, tapos direct na sa akin. Ganun pala yun. So, to check, binuksan, and pagkabukas, confirm niya. Napraning ako sa wala, girl. So, ayun, month of May pa yun. So, ano ng month ngayon? June na ngayon, di ba? So, medyo natagalan. Sabi nga ni Sir Robby, bigyan ko daw siya ng video na pag-open ko ng box. Around May na din talaga, kasagsagan na rin ng finals namin. And so ngayon, ayoko lang basta-basta lang video. Sabi ko, gusto ko siya kamo isabay sa vlog ko para naman, diba, at least. So, ayun. Ito na nga pinakahihintay. Ito, napakita ko sa inyo yung box. Actually, binuksan ko na siya, in-assemble ko na siya.
Stop ka lang. Okay, you gotta stop right there. To tell about more of the story. Okay. On my side. Okay. So yeah, Quincy mentioned that she received a package in May. Actually, it's actually April. Yeah, it's actually April, not May. I understand the confusion with that one, but I had to check our messages on Twitter regarding our chat regarding that. Okay, so what actually happened, as she mentioned that she went to the post office, had a different name. Yeah, is because, and as she mentioned later, that I ordered directly from the company, which shipped it directly to her. Okay, so during that process, when I ordered this, the gift, the card captor Sakura figurine. Okay, but I didn't know how to do the process of international. At least, I just ordered it, just pay for it, and let it go, let it run its course. Okay. So yeah, so the company that I ordered it is based here in California. So I ordered it, paid for it, and then they're gonna send the since I gave them the address, it's gonna be in the Philippines. rather than sending it to me, then me repackage it and send over to the Philippines. It's gonna take much longer. So I did the process with that. So I paid for the figurine, and then they sent the order over to the company in China who had to order the figurine from Japan. Okay, so yeah, and then send it over to the Philippines, and then by courier truck they'll send it over to where Quincy lives. Okay, in Tabaco City. Yeah, Bicol, like that. Okay, so yeah, so of course with these international, uh, these overseas deliveries, yes, Amazon has this tracking thing for me to check where it was the progress of the of my gift being sent over. Okay, sometimes there's so much delays uh, with this tracking thing. Okay, so after all that process, the last update on the tracking for the gift I'm sending over to Quincy. Okay, it just said it arrived in Manila and it's on its way. Yeah, by courier to Bicol. Okay, like that. Okay, so I believe I got that tracking message was like either the last week of March or the first week of April. But I guess it's more like the last week of March that they mentioned that arrived in Manila. They'll be taken over. Okay, so for a week or two, that was the only tracking update that I keep seeing on Amazon. So I'm wondering how come, since almost like 2 weeks, how come it's not reaching Quincy yet? You know, I mean, I think there's also the time when uh, the resurgence of the COVID pandemic in the Philippines started happening. So I guess there's delays because of checkpoints and all that. Yeah, but for me, in my mind at least, that this is taking way too long than I imagined it because they said promised like 7 8 weeks to get that gift to Quincy. So and I keep looking at Amazon, and I see the same tracking update. Just that arrived in the Philippines is going to take there. It was kind of frustrating because there's no other updates that's saying, and also at least at that point Quincy was not like letting me know. Well, at least she's not that she's received it or something like that. So I'm assuming she never received it. Okay, so the update still remains like that for the next 1 or 2 weeks, and I started playing scenarios in my mind. So what happened to the truck? The truck blew up. The truck fell off a cliff. The truck fell into the river, or someone stole my package. Someone stole my gift for Quincy, like that. It fell into the Mayon volcano, and like that. So it was very frustrating because I log on and it's still the same update. So what is going on? Okay, so I wrote a very, very scathing complaint to Amazon, like, what's happening? Like that. It's still the same tracking, and even to the company, I sent a scathing review on what's going on what's happening. Is my package there or not? And they never really gave me an answer. Yeah, same. So due to my frustration with this, I decided to tell Amazon, okay, I want a refund. Okay, because it's obviously the the gift that it's supposed to get to this friend of mine over in the Philippines still hasn't received it. So yeah, so give my refund, cancel the order, whatever, because obviously it's not reaching my friend, like that. And told them that this is a terrible experience. This is the first time I'm sending something overseas, and you guys blew it. Okay, like that. So yeah, and as I mentioned, that this is like around the first week of April that I did that. Okay, so I decided to message Quincy regarding this debacle, like that. Okay, so I informed her like, oh, for some reason the truck, it's not reaching you. For some reason, the gift's not reaching. Has not reached you because from the update I'm seeing, in not maybe not so many words, but that's how I try to explain it on the message to Quincy. Because maybe your gift will not be arriving because this is taking way too long. Okay, and then she mentioned that she told me, she messaged me back that she received the package was not under my name. Okay, so I kind of like told her, oh, just because she wouldn't open it, she was scared because she didn't know who it's from and it came from China. I mean, I understand because since we know the COVID came from China, all that. Okay, so so I told her since just open it to see if it's my gift, and she knows what it is since I already told her way back in February. Because and as I mentioned, and as she mentioned that I actually ordered from the company and they sent it direct to her. Okay, so and she opened it, and wow, she okay, so that's my gift was actually there. Oh yeah, I kind of when she mentioned that she received the package, it almost kind of surprised me. So my package was already there, and however the Amazon tracking is is not mentioning that at all. Okay, so yeah, but I'm glad that she received my gift for her, the Cardcaptor Sakura figurine. Okay, so and so yeah, this was back in April, not in May, as Quincy assumed. Okay, so yeah, and I think she said that she was gonna shoot a video of the figurine. Okay, and she couldn't do it now because it's like way past midnight at that time when I was messaging her, and yeah, just she'll probably do it tomorrow or there's more light. Okay, yeah. In the meantime, I kind of like withdrew my. Amazon sent me a message said that I was going to refund me my money, but I told them, oh no, you don't need to because the package apparently is already there, and you guys are just not updating your tracking information. Okay, there you go. So yeah, so that's that what happened. I know it's crazy. Yeah, so yeah, I mean I could get my money back, but no, since Missy already got her gift, they can keep the money. Okay, all right. So like as I mentioned, it was in April, and then she was still busy with schoolwork, and she couldn't get the video done because I think when she said that I'm gonna shoot tomorrow, and I waited for tomorrow, nothing came up. Okay, and we kind of like message now. Oh, she's busy with schoolwork and all that, and she'll do it when she can. And I mean, I don't mind. I'm gonna look forward to it when you're not so busy, and you can do it whenever you're available to do so. Okay, so yeah, took quite some time. So over a month or so. But yeah, I'm glad that Quincy was able to do the video of it. But yeah, so let's continue on with my reaction to Vlog 10S. This particular part is where she shows the actual figurine that I gifted her. Okay, so here we go.
Makikita niyo mamaya yung VTR. Hindi na ako nag-video ng unboxing kasi actually it's my first time owning this kind of item and
Kind of surprised me.
Hindi ako collector this is my first item. Baka pag video ko yung sarili ko na nag-unbox, diba? May issue pati yung iba dyan. Sure, yung mga collector talaga medyo maselan sila sa mga ganong videos. Baka pag in-unbox ko, tapos mali pala yung pag-unbox ko, diba? Parang baka mabash ako, so hindi ko na binuksan. So,
There are actually people like that.
Napakita ko sa inyo kung gaano siya kaganda. Pero ito yung box. It's a... Charan! Thank you, Sir Robbie. It's a... Don't worry guys, malinis ang kamay ko. Naglinis ako ng kamay. It's a figurine. Nakalagay dito, EXQ. Ewan ko kung nakikita nyo. EXQ figurine ni Cardcaptor Sakura. I'm a really big fan of Cardcaptor Sakura since high school pa ako. Kasi yung mga ate ko talaga, mga otaku talaga sila. Mahilig sila sa anime. So parang naipasa lang sa akin.
Hear the background music.
This is my favorite anime talaga.
Cardcaptor Sakura.
CCS. Nung sa ML48 ko pa, ito yung palagi kong pinapanood. And basta yung story nito, she's a magical girl na nagkapalat ng mga cards.
And a cute girl too.
Cards. Basta panoorin yung maganda to. This is a clear card arc series. Ito siya. Hindi ko pa nga actually, sa totoo lang, guys, hindi ko pa napapanood yung clear card arc ng Cardcaptor Sakura. Hindi ko pa napapanood. Kasi nga busy, gano'n. Hopefully this summer I could find that time na manood ng mga animes. Madami na rin ng mga animes na hindi na ako nakaka-catch up kasi nga yun nga, modules nga. So, ayan. So, ang ganda-ganda niya, sa totoo lang, kinakabahan ako nung binubuksan ko siya kasi baka ako masira. Tapos yung parang part dyan sa may kamay part niya, hindi ko maipasok yung wand nung ina-assemble ko siya. Pero for you guys, nung ina-assemble ko siya, malinis yung kamay ko, lahat, and all. Sobrang maingat ako. And like I said, hindi ako nag-collect ng figures. But, since this is my first item, so, baka this is the start, you know? The start for everything. You know, there's always a first time for everything. So, ayun nga. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much po, sir.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate. Sobrang, nung ino-open ko siya, actually, kinikilig ako. Kinikilig talaga ako. So, oh my God! Ako talaga, mga ganitong klaseng figurines.
You see the message, she said, oh my God, as well. All the capitals.
Naalagaan ko po talaga ito.
When she opened the box.
Pasensya na talaga, sobrang nalit itong video. I
That's okay.
wish you are safe, good health, happiness, and guys, may YouTube channel din po si Sir Robbie. Sir Robbie is, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, Sir Robbie Mendoza is a supporter of mine since my MNL48 is solid talaga hanggang ngayon kahit wala na ako sa MNL48. He's still there to support me. He's one of the solid supporters talaga kasama yung iba pa na mahal ko rin talaga. Ayun guys, meron din siyang YouTube channel, so please do subscribe. I will put the link below sa description box. So, yun. And now, let's get down to business. Namiss ko to. There are 30 simplified versions in the United Nations Universal Declarations of Human Rights. Wow, namiss ko pa talaga. And this is number 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Everyone has the right to a fair and public trial. Everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal and the determination of his rights and obligations and of any crime against him. Ibig sabihin, ang bawat tao ay may karapatan sa ganap na pagkakapantay-pantay sa isang makatarungan at hayag na paglilitis ng isang hukumang malaya at walang hinihilingan sa pagpapasya ng kanyang karapatan at pananagutan at sa kahit anumang paratang na krimen laban sa kanya. Relevantly, in an article, this human right is one of the affected human rights by the anti-terrorism law of 2020 here in the Philippines. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam ng anti-terrorism law, mainit din siyang controversy noong pandemic. I will put a link on the description below, so if you want to read about it, you can click the link. But to give you a quick overview, the anti-terrorism law is a law with the intent to prevent, to prohibit, and penalize terrorism in the Philippines. So, parang ganun siya. Human rights advocates strongly believes that the anti-terrorism law greatly expands the definition of terrorism in a sense that it includes broad offenses such as engaging in acts intended to endanger a person's life, intended to damage public property, interfere with critical infrastructure, where the purpose is to intimidate the government. It also includes acts such as speeches, propaganda, proclamation, emblem, banner, and other representations tending to the same end or the same purpose. And it is punishable by the law of 12 years imprisonment. In other words, the Anti-Terrorism Act broadly states that if you are inclined in activities that is against the government, you can be considered as a terrorist. And that's the controversy here. The controversy of identifying the difference between activism and terrorism. Once suspected ka as a terrorist, you can be detained for 14 days without any charge because of this law. Tapos pwede pa rin extend up to 24 days. And that's what the human rights advocates are trying to say here. If because of this law you can be suspected as a terrorist and you can be detained for 14 days, hindi ba't nakakalabag na yun sa karapatang pantao sa isang makatarungan at hayag na paglilitis sa pagpapasya ng kanyang mga karapatan at obligasyon at sa mga paratang krimen laban sa kanya? Isn't it interesting? What can you say? Comment below. Take note, these rights depends on the kind of government your country has or the kind of government the country you are currently present right now. That's it. Sana ulit may natutunan kayo. And if you want to know more about human rights, the link of my sources are down below. You can check it out. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and turn on your post notification button para lagi kayo updated sa mga vlogs ko. And share this to your friends in any kind of way that you want. Follow me on my social media sites. That's Quincy Santillan on my official Facebook page, Quincy Santillan on my YouTube channel. And for collaborations, you can always send me an email through qjsantillan@gmail.com. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok ID. That's QJKYUJ EY. Again, it's KYUJ and follow me on Kumu, that's Quincy Santillan. And if you have any comments, suggestions, and kung sa tingin nyo may mga nakalimutan pa akong dapat isinama ko dito sa 10 human rights na discuss natin ngayon, you can always comment below. Recap, the 10th human right is your right to a fair and public trial. At eto, ang pinaglalaban ko. Ikaw, ano pinaglalaban mo?
Okay, that ends my reaction to vlog 10 of Quincy Santillan. Okay, so let's talk about, since we got all the other fun stuff out of the way, let's do serious talk regarding the human right number 10 of the United Nations. Yeah, so you have the right to have a fair and public trial. Everyone does. Yeah. And she mentioned the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020, which is in the Philippines. Yeah, kind of like, how do you call this? Subjugates this particular human right. Okay, since you could be suspected of being a terrorist regarding that act, and you can be, as you mentioned, can be detained for 14 days because of your suspicions, of their suspicions that this person may be a terrorist, because she could be affiliated with known groups that commit terrorism. Okay, right. So there's a negative and positive side to this. But let's go back to that everyone has a right to a fair and public trial. Of course, that is really a given, and because we all know that the standard is you are innocent until proven guilty, hence the trial. Okay. So, however, sometimes here, but I think mostly in the Philippines, it becomes more like a trial by media, because both parties, they like talking to the media and saying, and they're basically like saying, oh, he did this, he did that, and we have proof, and they're showing it to the reporters, to the cameras, to the TV, and that's what's being fed through the news and through the internet, that everyone's then suddenly taking sides, and the media, I mean they're out to get a story, and just to get ratings from their network and their stations and all that, and and usually I know in the Philippines it's always like this, like they talk to reporters like that, and like I said, it's big. Instead of being a trial in the courtroom, it's a trial by media. The perceptions of people on what type of character this person is and all that, and because that's why there's a sense of a gag order. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go to a trial that's very controversial, you should really put up gag orders for these people not to talk to the media, not to talk to the reporters and all that, so it would be fair. Because sometimes when you let out this sort of information out there, it will taint what they say, the jury, especially here. I'm not sure how it works in the Philippines. I'm not sure if there's actually a jury trial or it's just up to the judge. But from what I've seen, sometimes it's mostly a judge that handles everything here. Here for the jury, if you go out with information like this, it could be false, it could be true. It'll taint the jury pool, because they already saw it on TV, read in the newspaper and all that. And it's going to be hard to be impartial. And sometimes when that happens, especially let's say Los Angeles, sometimes the trial gets moved to another city, or they'll do it over there. So the jury pool will be from that area rather than Los Angeles, kind of like that. Okay, so now let's go with the anti-terrorism bill. I think there's something like that as well here in the Philippines. Kind of like the Homeland Security Act. Okay, so let's go with the positive and the negative of this. Okay, let's go with the positive. Okay, yeah. So, there are a lot of terror cells like that here. If not in this country, all over the world. And sometimes they're funded by by countries or some government official. They like to destabilize the government and all that, and sometimes they recruit people to join their terrorist cells, like that. So the way I see it is a positive. If you can really track down these people, who's funding these people, who are their associates, it's almost like chopping the head off the snake, before it can bite you. So that's a positive way of spinning this in a way for the Anti-Terrorist or the Homeland Security Act, at least here from my perspective. Anyway, yeah, I do not claim to understand a lot of it, but at least that's how I I uh, I read it or how I understand it. Yeah, I'm not claiming that I'm the expert in all this. Okay, I'm just reading what I know and espousing it to you. If I'm wrong, yes, take it with a grain of salt. You know. Okay, so and there's actually I watch a lot of Law and Order. Back back in the day when it was still on, and they did an episode of this regarding the what they call the human rights of terrorists. Okay, and this story focused on a particular uh, terrorist or suspected terrorist. Okay, that they say his human rights is being violated. Okay, because of the Homeland Security Act or something or other. Okay, but according to that particular episode, the government is right to hold him because they had this this lawyer or this lawmaker review his case uh, regarding if he does have human rights. Okay, so what came out is that they could do whatever they want with this terrorist, because in essence he has no human rights. Yeah, he is not covered by the Geneva Convention. Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, because the Geneva Convention, according to what I remember from that episode, the Geneva Convention are signed by countries, to protect the human rights of soldiers, prisoners of war, you know, like that, because these countries signed it. Okay, like I said, to protect the soldiers, military personnel who become prisoners of war. Okay, so a lot of people are saying this terrorist is a prisoner of war. Okay, so the one that the reason why he says that he is not covered by the Geneva Convention, because this terrorist is not affiliated with any country at all. Okay, so he has no country that signed the Geneva Accords. Therefore, this terrorist has no rights at all uh, to be part of the Geneva Convention. Okay, the Geneva Accords, which protects the rights of prisoners of war. So basically, he is what he would call a non-entity, since he's not affiliated with a country that signed the Geneva Convention. Okay, am I making sense? Okay, yeah, because like I said, terrorists like recruit people, and sometimes these cells are just like their own government, since they're not affiliated with any country, and sometimes they just stay in a country in which the country allows them to stay, but the country does not actually. I mean, they might help them, but they are not part of a particular country. Okay, that signed the Geneva Convention. So these terrorists, according to this lawmaker or this ethical teacher in this particular episode of Law and Order, mentioned that because he examined this in a legal standpoint, and in some way he's right, since terrorists are not affiliated with the country, they just roam around causing chaos and all that. So, as I mentioned, in essence, he has no rights whatsoever. Okay, all right. So yeah, I hope I was able to how do you call this, eloquently, or at least in some layman terms, how that kind of for you to understand it the way that I saw it. Okay, so that's kind of like the positive spin on the Homeland Security Act, or Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020, at least, like that. Okay, the negative side. Okay, so let's say that you were affiliated with a terrorist group way back then. Let's compare this to the Philippines now with the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020. And I think I heard one story from way back then. I think this was during the height of 9/11 and all that. Okay, since they came up with list of terrorist groups, especially in the Philippines, like the NPA or the Communist Party of the Philippines. Okay. Okay, so let's say this person used to be a part of the NPA. He joined them, or the CP, or the Communist Party of the Philippines. Yeah, he used to be a part of it. Let's say like that. Okay. So, I'm going to describe the negative side if I haven't mentioned that. Okay, so this person, from what I read in an article in a magazine, he used to be part of the Communist Party of the Philippines, but then when I think he was traveling abroad, and since I think when he arrived in the United States, from what I understand, he was on the list of known terrorists, or at least members of terrorists, which is the Communist Party of the Philippines, or the NPA. Yeah, and him and his wife, and I think they're an elderly couple, probably in their 70s, like that, and they were detained for 14 days. Okay, and what I see that what was mentioned there, negative side, he had like a health condition, and he was not allowed to see a doctor. Yeah, since he was being detained. Okay, they were not given a lawyer, from what I heard, and medication was confiscated from him because he was detained, like that. And from what he told, he was no longer a member of the Communist Party of the Philippines, or the NPA. As it's been years like that, but his name still popped up on the list of known associates, like that. And I'm not sure if he's still, alive today, because this was like I said, I mentioned, it was like the height of 9/11. So that's like around the early 2000s or late 2000s when I read this article in the magazine regarding him. So from what I heard, I think it got cleared up now, and I'm not sure if he's still alive today or his wife is still alive today, regarding the experience of being detained. Because from what I heard, it's very scary, because when you've been detained in such a way, it's like you just have no communication with anybody outside, since you are labeled as a terrorist, as a suspected terrorist. And this particular act, Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020, and the Homeland Security Act, can do whatever they want with you. Yeah, because they're given powers that not a normal police agency has, because they could just do what they want because they're allowed to by the law. Okay, by this new law, or this new act that is supposed to be like, say, evening the odds of our battle with terrorists around the world, like that. Okay, yeah. So that's the positive and the negative side. Not sure how much I could add to that, but I guess from what Quincy mentioned, because these particular acts, the Anti-Terrorism Acts, the Homeland Security Act, at least here in my country, that the the United Nations human right law of number 10, which is everyone has deserves a fair and public trial, is thrown out the window. Yeah, because of this particular act. Yeah, like I said, it's a very slippery slope because countries want to protect themselves from these terrorists that sometimes get through the country and then they cause chaos, and yeah. Well, I should add this regarding activism and terrorism. Okay, if you're an activist or a protester, do it in a peaceful way. Okay, if you notice in this country right now, especially in Portland, Seattle, Minnesota, yeah, like these people, the Antifas, what you call them, the Antifas, or the BLM, the movement like that, are causing real chaos. So shouldn't you call them terrorists since they're burning down buildings, small businesses like that, and then they're intimidating. Police are intimidated by them because, and sometimes police can't do anything because their city officials are telling them not to do anything, like that. Because it's defunding the police thing, which is really ridiculous. Uh, I'm not sure how much you guys know about a lot of what's going on here in this country. It's really gotten worse uh, since the start of the year. Yeah, because it seems it's still chaotic, and for them to think that removing a certain man from power, everything will be okay. No, it's not. Okay, like I said, okay, it's actually in the Constitution of the United States. If you're going to protest, do it peacefully. Okay, and this is not a peaceful protest. Like I said, they're burning down buildings, intimidating the police, hurting people, especially those that they deem, oh, you're not with us, then you're against us. Okay, so yeah, so as I mentioned, to be considered terrorists because they're interfering with infrastructure, they're destroying buildings, firebombing them, and they're putting fear in the people of that city. Yeah, I know Portland is the worst right now because that's what's happening, and the police, especially a lot of policemen, they feel unappreciated because of certain acts that happen that everyone seems to be deeming racist and all that. But not all police officers are like that. It's only certain people that are, and to stack them on with one person who did this, one police officer did this, then all the police officers are like that. Okay, that's kind of like an ignorant way of thinking uh, regarding this, since, like I said, they're doing that defund the police stuff, and which is really, it doesn't really make any sense because if you defund the police, who are you going to call? Who's going to protect you? Like that, and that's ridiculous. I mean, you have like the Antifas, the BLMs. They're basically terrorists, like ruining small businesses, and putting fear in neighborhoods. And the police can't do anything about it unless actual city officials tell them to do so, because they're being held back because they don't want, if you send the police over there, they're gonna beat up on the people, and they're gonna be the racist thing because, of just because of the color of their skin. Okay. Something like that. They always like throw the race card here, racist card there. Oh, you're a racist. They're racist. All that, yeah. So yeah, so these are obviously terrorist groups, and this has to stop. Uh, the government really needs to do something about it, but they're not. Maybe even city officials, city governments, the mayors, governors should be doing their job in preventing these groups. Terrorists or not, you have to maintain law and order. Okay, but yeah. So that's my. I guess this is a very long video, but I guess it's really worth it since I really want to talk about this stuff. At least I might take in my perspective of it. Yes, I agree with that. everyone deserves a fair and public trial, you know? Yeah, but hopefully that goes well, and maybe they could um, reform the acts of the Homeland Security and the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020 in the Philippines, like that, like revise a little more to make sure that no human rights are being trampled upon. Okay, and to be sure that this person is, you know, who they suspect to be, like that. I mean, that's what surveillance is for. That's what intelligence is for, to figure out, you know, you got the right person. Uh, your accusations of this person is correct. All right. Okay, there you go. Yeah, as I mentioned before, it's a long video. I have a lot to cover. Online classes, my gift, Quincy, and now the human right number 10. Okay, well, there we go. Hopefully, Quincy continues to, since she's already free for the whole summer, and you know, I hope that she comes up with this vlog maybe weekly, yeah, on a weekly basis. So I mean, she still has I'm 20 more to go on the human rights, and yeah, and regarding the gift that I gave Quincy, yeah, you're very welcome to it. I'm glad you liked it, yeah, and I'm glad I was able to give something to you, being your fan, okay, since your ML 48 days, and I still continue to support you um, in your journey now. Maybe that's an idol, but what do you want to be uh, with your chosen career in life? Okay, okay. So I guess that's more to say. Nothing more to say than I guess this. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the Lock Lobster. Have any suggestions you wish me to vlog about? Video react to? 48G related, ML48 related, J-pop related? Please do leave them in the comments. Okay, and with that, let me say, God bless, show less. See you later.